Viewer discretion advised.
Alright, to recap the last session, Whitlock, Lucy, and Alexandra found their way to a lovely little tavern called the Fey Garden, where Whitlock disguised himself as an elven nobility
Mm-hmm.
and made friends with other elven nobility. Got themselves a lovely little room and have now waited for the night to fall so that they may go a shopping. Briar, however, I will move us to where is Syngorn. I'll move us to Syngorn. Briar, it is nighttime. The night has come, moonlight outside. It seems to just be you and Paul in a separate tavern. You have not joined Alexandra, Lucy, and Whitlock. They went around while the two of you stayed behind and just sat around having drinks and food. Maybe you're wandering around a little bit. Before I ask you for a roll, as night has fallen, do Whitlock, Alexandra, and Lucy, despite him not being here, do you all leave your tavern or the Fey Garden to go into the thoroughfares? And if you do, Whitlock, do you go disguised as the elf again?
Yeah, I'll walk out disguised and kind of have everyone follow with me. Does everyone else want to go too?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm sure Lucy would be okay with that. I'm sure.
So, Briar, give me a perception check, please.
Oh God.
I'll have Paul roll one as well. Wow. Okay.
Shout out to Paul.
Paul, as you guys are kind of just walking around, Paul will tap on your shoulder and be like, "Oh, hey, I think that's the party," and we'll begin walking in their direction. And I will take you all to a very lovely map.
What
As
name
you...
do I have for my?
That is a
elven form?
very good question.
Crap. I think it was. Gotta watch your vids. Don't want to list it. Let me see it.
Welcome to the Grand Market, or one of the Grand Markets of Syngorn.
So,
There are little rivers flowing between walkways, elves walk about, the various housings, statues aligned here and there. And so leads Whitlock the elf with the party. Which you do notice, Briar, that the once human is, or at least the human that you're traveling with isn't there, and instead Alexandra and Lucy are being led by an elf. I believe a high elf, it was stated.
yeah, I was a high elf. Trying to remember. I'm trying to watch your video really quick, so you can find it. I'm trying to remember what it was. Come on.
Well, I mean, hey, if you disguise self, you could always appear as a different elf.
I think the name I picked was. Let me check through my notes again. Hold on. Sorry, shouldn't take long. Otherwise, I'll just make up another name. How professional.
How professional.
I think I picked like. It was like Lucan, or is it Art Lucan or something? It was something like that. But yeah, we'll just go with Lucan. It's fine. Lucan. So, so the party, the rest of the crew they're approaching me, right?
Mm-hmm. Paul and Briar are walking up to the party.
I'll like wave over to them and it says, "Oh, come hither, come to me, please, you two."
Paul would begin walking. Briar, would you begin walking towards this elf?
Briar will walk slowly while staring them down.
Yeah, he looks kind of.
Alexandra's just gonna gently nod, as if it's okay.
So Whitlock or Lucan at this point will get closer and be like, "Oh, it's actually me. It's just a disguise. Seeing as this is elf heavy town, I think it might give us advantage if I change it up a bit, eh? Call me Lucan." Is that okay with you? Get it?
Briar just smiles with a head nod.
Perfect. Now, I need all of yous to act like me bodyguards. And, well, whatever agreement we had. And so, I suppose I'll do the talking, but if there's anything you'd like to see during this shopping, I'll surely try to give a helping hand for that. But you, Brian, you're an elf yourself, so probably don't need to help you. In fact, you could probably help me with this. That, now that we're two, let's say, high-end, elves, we can say these are our bodyguards. But Lucy is our butler, as they have the down for that. Everyone else, lovely bodyguards. Oh yeah, that's right. Alexander, you will be our diviner, and Paul, perfect as a bodyguard. Forewarned is forearmed. Anyway,
I can be a bodyguard.
I knew you got in. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to it. Yeah, let's do some shopping. Would it be warranted asking what's everyone looking for, or is that stuff we'll find out along the way?
I knew we were mainly selling things here. Not really much of a shopping list.
Right. Okay, no problem. And out of character, like, what exactly were we trying to sell?
We were going to sell drugs, but that's obviously fallen through a little.
Yeah, I don't. I forgot about that. I don't have any, any drugs on my person or my paraphernalia, and the person who's trying to push it is not here.
Yeah.
So I don't. Right, yeah, of course. Hallucinogenics and whatnot. Here's the thing. I don't exactly got any on me, and I'm not really in the business of making any, so I don't have the skills to do that either. I want to head to like a look around, hey? Maybe meet some people, find some stuff. I don't know, get some leeway on maybe more darker terms of commerce, like the black market if there's any, but I'm not really keeping my eye out on that one. I mean, it's an elf city, but then again, there are full surprises. But anyway, I don't have anything to sell. I'd just like to take a look around.
Oh, lead on. I agree.
Radio. Right then, follow me, yeah? And then Whitlock, now Lucan, will begin to walk ahead. Not really giving any attention to anyone else unless they're staring at him, but otherwise, he's just kind of walking ahead and taking a look around. Trying to find maybe like a merchant, maybe like a caravan, or like, I don't know what a trading center would look like.
Briar.
Yeah.
Very interesting, because you are a proper elf and not someone disguised as an elf.
Yeah.
As you're walking in this, like, park market area of Syngorn, with the gentle breeze in the air and the winds coming from the rivers flowing through, you can hear almost as if the winds are speaking to you and are whispering directions towards various shops that might have the goods that you're looking for.
Main character privilege. I'm kidding.
Briar, because of just the lack of maturity and intelligence that she has, she's just gonna listen to the voices. Gonna let the voices win and just sprint ahead of her friends, and she goes, "Follow me," and starts heading towards one of the shops.
Oh, Duke, I agree. Lead on. Do slow down, though, madam. Shall we stick together? I hate this fucking voice.
Alright.
And, yeah, Whitlock will try to follow along.
You set off and begin running. Oh, I didn't set this up properly. It can be fixed here. You begin running until eventually you find yourselves at a shop, outside of a shop lit by nothing but moonlight.
Saloon, round 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
And you see a little sign on the side of the door that seems to... It's not a sign that has a name, but more so, symbols. And it seems to be a symbol of a wand crossed over a potion bottle.
Well, look at that. Potion shop. With some magics included. Perhaps it shall spark an interest, huh?
I'd love to take a look if you want.
What sparked out that notion, Briar, of just running along?
I heard voices as she smiles at him, like it's perfectly okay to hear voices.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they let us here, so how could one be upset? But surely, since you, the voices are leading you, go ahead, lead on. I shall be right behind you.
Briar is going to open up the door and enter the shop.
Yeah, and like
Alright.
Whitlock will look over to Alexander, like eyes wide open, like, voices, what?
I feel like I've heard her say weirder.
That's a pretty good point. I mean, I'm disguised as an elf, so it's whatever. Anyway, let us carry forth.
You throw open the doors and walk inside, and you can see the shop is lit up with various magical lights. You also, and with that, you do see on, various tables, like things like crystals. You see swords, you see shields, you see, potion bottles. You see various goods of all kind. And Paul walks up to the door and says, "I'll wait out here for you guys. I'll watch."
Of course, perfect, my bodyguard. That's a great idea. See you soon.
Briar's just gonna start walking around looking at all the shelves with, like, with some care, but, like, ooh, pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Roll me an investigation. Alright, one moment. What's everyone else doing while Briar's looking through the shelves?
I too will take a look around and see if there's anything of worth or note that would interest me, or I don't know, just anything cool, I guess.
All
I
right,
mean, this place is cool as it is, but still.
give me a investigation. Anything from Alexandra?
Yes, I'd like to people watch. I'd like to pretend that I'm looking around, but mainly just I see another tenant in here. I want to see what they're doing.
All
Without
right.
being
Smart.
too direct about it.
Give me an investigation and an insight and a stealth.
Okay.
Damn. High stealth for yeesh, crazy.
All right, let's see. Syngorn elf. I'll roll a perception. Although you're not being all that, I don't think, people watching is all that weird, so I don't know if they would care if they saw you. But they definitely...
They do see me staring at them.
But they definitely see you. You're seeing this guy here. He's looking at a table that has some more physical items, like, maybe the dagger there. He grabs it, holds it up, looks at it, maybe gives it a swing or two, and as he's giving it a swing or two, he sees you watching him. He puts the dagger down, and then, walks to a different section of the room.
She'll wordlessly rejoin. She'll follow Briar around.
Alright. You're following Briar around. Briar, you're just looking at the ooh shinies. There's certainly plenty of items here if you were to take greater note, but as you're kind of just going around, you definitely see there's a lot of like individual components. You see things like shining diamonds or pearls, more focused on the shiny components than you are maybe the more mundane looking items. And Whitlock, you're looking around with a more keen mind, perhaps, despite not really looking for anything in particular. We'll say this shelf you come across seems to have a row of various colors of potions. You find a couple that are labeled like a label maker. Some of them are labeled, healing potion, potion of poison resistance. You find one that's labeled potion of fire breathing.
No hill giant strength, RIP. Lots of. I suppose the apothecary part of this is not that bad. Healing should do. For me, as a player, can I say what I'm looking for specifically? Because I have something in mind, but I don't know.
Yes.
If it's like...
If any of you have items you are looking for, like in particular, let me know.
Yeah, I think I would like to look for a Stone of Good Luck. I'm a one-trick pony Stone of Good Luck user.
Stone of Good Luck. Let's see.
And if not, well, what is? If not, maybe like was it the Rhythm Maker's Drum?
Okay.
Or yeah, that's all uncommon because I feel like rare items are kind of like pushing it. Maybe.
Roll me a D100.
Oh baby, it's all me. 32.
32. Well, I guess I should have asked, did you want higher or lower? I mean, now you've already rolled it, so maybe I should ask for another roll.
Yeah, I'll just roll again. I'll do higher. I'm feeling higher. Let's see it. Now we're cooking.
All right, you're looking
What's
around. You know, maybe you go over here where the other elf was looking at the more,
Oh,
you
elven
know,
chain. That's another one too.
weapon type items. But on one of the various shelves, you do find atop like this little like four-pronged stand that holds something directly in the middle of it. In the middle of the stand is this very polished agate stone that you are able to recognize that is labeled as a stone of good luck.
Let's go. Let's see if I don't even know if I can afford it though. All these rolls for nothing. Nice. Anything else? Or I'm lucky with that one.
If you want to make a roll for the drum, you said?
I'm trying to think, what else is there? So 2 more things. I want to look for, yeah, the Rhythm Maker's drum and an Elven chain. Well, actually, no, not the Elven chain. I have Mage armor. I feel like it's kind of redundant at this point.
Alright. Do you want
Yeah, I think
higher or
we'll
lower?
Yeah, I'll just stick with the Rhythm Maker's drum. This, One Trick Pony, we'll stick with higher. No, yikes.
You're looking around. The shop does have various instruments, but you aren't able to find anything that might resemble a drum.
What a shame. Oh well, I suppose the stone will do. Beggars can't be choosers. He'll try to go over to whoever's at the table or whoever's like, running the place. Hello, sir. How do you do?
Put you around this corner.
Yeah. Oh, dang. His name is Shop Owner.
Yep. You walk up to him, say how do you do. He says, "Oh yes, hello. How may I help you?"
Fine establishment you have here, I must say. But, I have my eye on one thing in particular, the Stone of Good Luck over there. How much would it run me for if I were to, possibly purchase it?
Oh yes, stone of good luck. He turns around, opens a book. Starts flipping through pages, likely a log of some kind,
Yeah.
and says, "Stone of good luck. Let us see. That will run you about 280 gold pieces."
Not a bad price. One I can't afford. You'll kind of like look at the stone, like tap his finger on his chin.
It is a very well-made magical item, made right here in Syngorn by some of our finest enchanters.
I agree. Would it be possible to knock down the price to perhaps 260? Because you see, I'm a merchant as myself, and I assure you, I wish to bring, business back to you as well. You see, as a traveling merchant, perhaps lower prices could help me get better prices for you and everyone else. Any other items I might find, I may sell to you, and thus, economy will, keep scooching forward. So, a cheaper price may help both of us in the long run. I get it's quite of a request at this point right now, but I assure you I have your best intentions in mind.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay.
An 18. Okay. You see him stroking his very much hairless chin. Most of the elves you've seen are very clean shaven.
Elves can't grow beards. Maybe they can, I don't know.
And he says, "Well, I do like the idea of getting in business with more merchants. It is always useful. How about 265?
I see you're a businessman. I'll take it. Thank you.
Would you like it wrapped, or would you like to just take it as is?"
he'll kind of look at it. It's kind of a weird question, but could I possibly like make a necklace out of it?
You could possibly tie some rope around it or tie some fancy chain around it. I'm with its description. I'm just picturing it as maybe like a overly large, maybe like small rock-sized crystal that you can fit between two fingers.
Yeah, that's a good point. No bother. I'll just take it for myself. Thank you for the offer, though.
Well, I'm saying like I'm picturing it as like you can put it like it's not a giant rock that's gonna fit in the palm of your hand. I'm picturing it as like jewelry sized.
Right. Yeah, if I could, I'd like to like ask like perhaps a little small chain or rope. I'd like to have it as a necklace.
Oh yes, of course. We do include wrapping and such in part of our purchases. I will get right on that. Is there anything else you would like?
Me personally, no. I do believe that's enough. Thank you for your cooperation. However, I do have some of my acquaintances that may look for something. And should they have something that they have in mind, I'll come to you again. Is that okay?
Wonderful. We have plenty of amazing items here for purchase. I will begin working right away on your necklace. And you see he turns around and begins opening some drawers looking for the right material.
You are too kind. And I'm assuming that I just kind of dropped the 250. Was he say 265?
Yeah.
I'll drop it's 265 onto the table. And I
Mhm.
shall take that away. Come on, man. Aren't you supposed to be evil? Why are you not
Yeah, man.
haggling this guy? I don't like hurt people's feelings.
Hey, listen, I've stated it before. You need levels and you need magic items to begin evil. You're not gonna suddenly start, slaughtering a city of elves. You have to build to the slaughter of a city of elves.
Yeah, Yeah, I know. We gotta, I think the most harmful, most evil thing you do is make friends with everyone that's stabbed in the back. You know what I mean? So not that that's something in my mind, of course. Come on, I just want my stone. That's it.
As Whitlock is buying the stone of good luck, Alexandra, you're just following Briar. Doing some people watching. Are the two of you looking for anything in particular, or are you just wandering around the shop, giving a look to everything?
I will say that I would be actively looking once I found out the other guy was uninteresting.
Okay. Any
You're not
particular
wrong,
items?
No, just perusing. Alexandra might not be the most seasoned veteran in adventuring wares, so I don't think she has like a specific goal here.
All right. Do you want to? Let's see. Do you want to give me some investigation?
Sure.
$18. Alright, you're looking around. You find maybe a few shelves that have some staves on them. Again, there's a good chunk of shelves that have material components on them. Potions. Nothing out of the ordinary for a magical location. One moment while I find something. You do find some other interesting items. You find small, like a pair of glowing blue stones on a shelf. You're walking around, you see a little setup, like an armory rack almost, that seemed to have really beautiful pairs of elven armor. The shop seems to have it all in a sense, and you get the sense that most of these shops likely cater to it all.
Right.
As that is, part of the city. While there are individual blacksmiths and such, the blacksmiths are more likely to work on, their specialties, whereas the shops are going to cater to everything.
Okay. You see anything specific you're interested in, Briar?
She just shakes her head no as she has no clue what the fuck she's looking for. She's just staring at shiny things.
Right. I'm trying to look to see if I do wear armor. Do I see any armor sets that would fit me? That look unique in nature. I can wear light.
You can wear light. Okay. Let's see. With an 18, you do find, oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it. With it being, of elven make, I will say it is fairly light armor. While, there are, the heavier armors, elven chainmail, elves prefer to be light. While it may not, give you any, maybe armor bonuses, you do find a set of, actually, no, it would be, give you armor bonuses. You do find a set of insert light armor here, as in light armor of your choice. It is a set of armor of gleaming. You notice that compared to all the other maybe dusty looking, pieces of armor that the shop owner may have not gotten around to cleaning, this set of light armor is perfectly clean. No dust, no grime, no dirt, no nothing.
Does it have a price tag on it, or is it just sitting around?
It is a... Hold on a second. I need to go back to my notes here. There would be a price tag. And one moment. This music is perfectly swelling at the right moment. The price tag would be the since it's just whatever, if you were to buy it, it'd just be a choice of your light armor. It's the cost of the light armor of your choosing, plus 50 for the enchantment.
And from my understanding, the enchantment is it stays clean.
The enchantment is this set of armor cannot get dirty. Yeah, it stays clean forever.
You know what? She'll keep that in mind, and she'll look around a bit more. Go over to Did Whitlock go outside?
Whitlock went around the corner.
Oh, okay. I missed that. She'll catch up. Did you hide or put away the stone at this point?
Oh, I think they're still making it, aren't they? Or, I mean.
By the time Alexandria, walks up to you, the shop owner would turn around and say, "I believe it is done," and hand you this agate with what looks to be very fine silver chain hanging from it, or it hanging from very fine silver chain.
Oh, God amongst your hands. Thank you. Thank you. Senators, you've got yourself a satisfied customer. Have a good night, or day,
Pleasure
or
doing business.
of course. And you like turn around and, oh, hello. What do you think of the purchase? Trust me, it'll help us in all of our, future travels. Find anything you like?
The rock will help us?
Yes, or it'll help me help you help everyone else. You know what I mean. Help me help everyone. I'll think about the team. Think about it. But anyway, did you find everything? Well, or you need help with looking around?
No, not much. I was just seeing what you found.
Just a good stone. Helps me perform better in terms of, talking, overcoming tough stuff, all the like. Hard to explain. I suppose it's a good luck charm, one way or another.
Well, I hope it works. While I'm having this conversation and looking around, is there anything in this room fancy that's not in the back area? Or up front?
Give me another investigation, please, sir. $16. Okay. Let's see here. You do see, I'm just looking through some magic items. You see some very fine-looking hand mirrors. Would look to be some interesting-looking, just almost like mundane-looking steel rods on a shelf. Yeah, just more, just a whole host of items. Yeah, you see, the mirrors, you see the rods, you see some very fine swords and daggers of, you can assume to be elven make. Some bags here and there, backpacks.
I'm gonna go pick up the mirror and look at it.
Okay.
Is it as mundane as it looks?
Roll me a Arcana.
I rolls today.
19. As you
My man, you
look,
don't see those very often.
as you
Yeah.
grab this hand mirror, from maybe its little casing that it's in, it's like on a little stand, and you look deep into it. You notice that a second mirror right next to it, almost like the glass itself almost becomes ethereal on both mirrors, and you can see yourself staring back at yourself from the mirror on the shelf. You're looking into the mirror in your hand, and you're staring back at yourself from the mirror on the shelf.
Well, that's clever. I'll pick these up and turn to the shopkeep. Sir, how much for the pair?
Ah, yes, the mirrors of infinite transpondence. Those are a very unique item. Those are the only two pair that we have in stock. Let's see. He turns around, flips through his book. Ah, yes. The mirrors. These are a rather expensive item. We have not set a dedicated price to them yet. But they would range anywhere between... Let me see here.
Mirror transpondence.
Yes, they can range from around... we have them priced between 5,000 and above. Maybe a 5,000 to... let's say... about 15,000 gold pieces.
Oh my.
Hefty chunk of change, but they look effective.
Yes, indeed. We are quite lucky to have them in our store today. It is usually only the most high of nobility who keep them on their persons.
Would Whitlock be in the conversation, kinda, or?
I was standing right next to you.
Okay, I was gonna just say I don't think I can talk my way into getting one of those. That's pretty pricey.
It does seem on the higher end, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, unless we try to make a good point in grabbing one of those, but as far as I can tell, I don't think I could talk my way into, or, talk my way into grabbing one of those. You know what I mean?
Right.
What's exactly?
Well, I guess we will give it a good think.
Whitlock will turn to Alex and so you're a spell caster, more in that range, correct?
To me,
Yeah, like a full mage. You're my diviner after all. Perhaps there might be some magic items that might help you with your spells, or perhaps defensive. Perhaps you're good at wearing armor, such as I. Maybe you look for something
I found a set of armor. It's mainly shiny, though.
mainly shiny. What does that entail? What's the use of it? Perhaps you could look at it.
I believe it is being shiny,
Just
but
shiny.
that is what I picked up from it. But of course, I'm not the most arcanely gifted person.
Right. Would you like me to look at it and perhaps bring it to attention to the owner and think about what can be done with it? Or perhaps you can. Either way.
Give it a good think. Tell me if it's a decent.
Of course. Of course. Yeah. But if you need my help with anything, do let me know. I shall do what I can.
And Alex will turn around and go back to the, I guess it would be like studded armor of gleaming, studded leather.
Yep.
And pick it up. It looks nice, but I'm pretty sure it's just pretty.
Can I make an Arcana check and see what kind of magic on it? Is it just a straight enhanced magic if I would know, or will I not know?
Yeah, sure, you can make a roll.
No, no bloody idea. Looks shiny though. You have a good point. I'd ask about that. I don't know much.
Well, I guess about the same as what I have, but I think I'll just remember it's here. Maybe come back later.
Of course.
Are you happy with your rock?
More than happy. I feel luckier already.
All right, then I guess we can just get out of here then.
Did Briar want anything?
We'll look over at Briar, I guess.
Briar's just smiling as she's just looking at pretty rocks.
I think she's found everything that she wants.
Yeah, candy and kid in a candy shop, more or less. Whitlock will excuse himself and walk over to Briar and say, "Did you find everything you need? Perhaps there's something you have your eyes on and like to purchase?"
Oh, I'm broke, and she just walks towards the door, not carried.
I got some gold left. I can help you. with?
I don't need any.
Okay, you're the boss. I suppose I am the
It's the
boss.
worst idea.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, I guess, but I suppose there's been worse trips. He'll turn and like bow to everyone, or bow to the shopkeep and thank him for his time, and begin to walk out and wave over Alexander and begin to walk out.
Okay, yeah, we'll head outside.
All right. You all head outside of the shop and are back in the, one of the thoroughfares of the Tarn wards. You see the same sights, the rivers flowing, the lights, the statues, elves going to and fro shop. What would you like to do? The night is here, the moon is high. The entire city is bathed in moonlight.
Trying to decide what we could do right now. Well, we didn't exactly, I don't really know how to explain it. I know that he had big ideas for commerce, but it's not really falling through right now. I don't really have any idea what else to do. Maybe we can go about trying to make connections? I'm not
You can roll me a history.
sure. I've read about it, surely. Not that much, though.
Everyone can roll me a history if they want.
All right.
You're sitting around trying to think of possibilities. Briar, you want to roll a history?
Yeah, sorry, it was lagging.
All
a
good.
second. Well, historic, it's accurate.
Alexandra, as Whitlock's trying to come up with ideas of what to do next, talking about possible commerce, you do possibly you remember one of the very first encounters you had upon entering the city, and outside of the Barrel Keep, the home of the Wardens of Syngorn. You do remember spying a trio of lizard folk in chains being brought, likely to the Barrel Keep, to be imprisoned and questioned. Whether that be a lead or inside lizard folk or otherwise, you do recall that there are lizards in the city.
Towards where? Where did you say? I was looking at the legend.
The Barrel Keep, which is the home of the Wardens, which are the guard of the city.
And if I remember, we're in the Reverie walks? Or
yeah, you're in the Tarn ward, one of the Tarn ward.
Alexandra will mention, you said it was lizard folk that got captured, right?
Yes, lizard folk, and you do remember as you were walking by and asking. I believe it was Lucy who was asking questions, but everyone was there. The Wardens of Syngorn are currently in a bout against the lizard folk of the surrounding forests, as the lizard folk are trying to mount an offensive to take the city. But so far, the Wardens are able to, or have been able to, fight back.
Alright. Alexander will remind everyone of the troop that we all saw. Might be beneficial for us to look into that.
Yeah.
I know the lizard folk might be a good lead. We've already talked to quite a few of them.
This I feel like what I'm seeing is different options here. So first off, I want to confirm that those are the same, or at least the same group of lizard folks that we were dealing with at the beginning of our journey. And 2, if we decide to either A, you know, and where we're at right now, we're kind of broke, and we're not exactly high up on the what's the word, the food chain. You know what I mean? So all I'm thinking is that we just have to be little errand boys and girls, and perhaps help out the people of Syngorn a bit to get some notoriety, get some money, get some fame. And I'm saying this quietly, by the way. All this is very quietly. I'm assuming we're like in an area that's like not, populated or whatnot.
Yeah.
If we were to do something such as that, uh, as I said, get some notoriety, fame, and this and that. And then once we have that, we can use it. Yes, it's gonna take some handiwork, but once we do that, we could. Having the status of a hero can, I'm assuming, can have lots of benefits. That goes in our favor. Or, we try to help the lizard folk, I think we side with one of them, or something like that. Because I'm having the wild idea that maybe we can bait out the wardens to an area where they can grab one of the head honchos of the lizard folks, but it's a big ambush, and boom, we swoop in and take them out. But that's pretty far-fetched, and what that would entail for the rest of us, and what that would entail for the rest of Syngorn, I don't know. So, those are just my ideas. What's everyone thinking?
Do we believe that we might even be able to? They probably immediately hid the lizard folk. No, they would probably not be outside.
Probably not. This place is pretty posh. They wouldn't want. No offense. Not to you, but just saying, allow me to speak arrogantly. But they probably wouldn't want what they would see as low-tier scum out and about. And, I'm trying to speak Elven terms, I don't fucking know. But, they probably wouldn't want that kind of folk running about when mostly everyone here is strictly elves.
It might not hurt to go take a look at the building, though.
No, I agree. We should take a look around.
Maybe there might be some high person that we can talk to about gaining favor, like you were saying.
Good point.
So I guess we'll head over there.
You do remember that you did speak to, upon entering the city, you did speak to the High Warden, Captain Visar, at the Barrel Keep.
Oh yeah, we did go into it, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You were led inside to speak your intentions to the Captain of the Guard.
Well, so far I don't think he has a negative opinion of us, and hopefully it would ease if he has any suspicions, it would be eased a bit now that I have something that I've purchased from here. Maybe go talk to him and see that, hey, perhaps we gain some favor by helping out with these lizard folk problems. Something or other.
So I guess we'll go. I agree. We should go check it out at least.
Yep. Do we know where Captain Visar would be at? Like you said, like was it the Barrel place? I don't remember that.
Yeah, the Barrel Keep.
Barrow, not Barrel. Gotcha.
Is the fortress where the Marshal Might of Syngorn is housed. You met Captain Visar there last, when you entered the city where Paul confessed his almighty love to her. But you can certainly find your way there again throughout the night. You walk the wards, plenty of people are about shopping. When, you get to the section here, you get outside the walls. And it is, I believe I previously described it as a high-walled surrounding area, moss covering the walls. Inside, you see this large fortress. There are guards and armor. and pikes and swords patrolling. More so than usual within the city, as this is the fort of the guards.
Yep.
But you stand maybe a good decent chunk away from the walls itself, just observing. There's probably a few benches, considering it's so close to the Tarn Word. You're able to sit and just people watch.
So we're there right now, Barrel Keep.
You are currently. You would be outside the walls of the Barrel Keep. The Barrel Keep is surrounded by these large walls with fortresses in the middle. There's a gate within the walls separating anyone to enter into the keep itself.
For a big place that's well armed and well fortified, seems pretty easy to walk in. I suppose I'll do the talking, and we'll.
We're right behind you.
Radio. And then he'll like clap his hands together and just walk forward.
As you're walking forward, you spy a good chunk of guards watching you. There's a grouping of guards at the gate, two on each side, who they don't cross their spears at you, but they do stamp their spears on the ground to gain attention. As one of them does say, "Hello, citizen. What is your business coming to the gates?"
Why, hello. It's I, Sulukin. Pleasure. While we were here, while we just visited, or begin to visit, we noticed that you, or not you, but the guards were bringing in some lizard folks. And that concerns me, as it concerns our friends here, because you see, we've had run-ins with them on our trips here. Not that we've been robbed by them, not any means. I'm just saying that, they sweated us quite a bit. And I would like to learn more about what's going on, or we would like to, and perhaps we could help with such situation.
Give me a persuasion.
Thank you, Luckstone. 28.
The guard says, "Are you saying you have information about the whereabouts of these lizard folk, then?"
He kind of like looks up left and right. I may just have. Might have a rough estimate where they could be, though it's not exactly guaranteed. These folks are rather, what's the word? Rambunctious, hard to track. But I might have an idea. I mean, we have ran into them after all. We may have some information that could be useful. After all, we ran into them, as I said. But anyway, yes, perhaps.
You see the guard turn around, tap his spear on the gate, and a little bit goes by as the gate is slowly raised up, and he looks back at the group and says, "All right, follow me. Do not stray."
Lead the way, sir. You're the boss.
He
Alright, stick
begins
close.
walking into the proper keep, where you see rows of barracks. You see some of the guards are at archery ranges. But he does bring you to a central building surrounded by very large eucalyptus trees that seem to leave a dense canopy above this fortress. And he walks you in. You're going down hallway after hallway until eventually you do get to a room where he turns around at you, to you all, and says, "Wait here but a moment."
As you
And
wish.
he knocks on a door. You hear a voice from the door. He opens it and says, Captain, I have some civilians here who say they have the possible knowledge of whereabouts of some of the lizard folk troubling the surrounding areas. And you hear a female voice respond with, "Alright, send them in." And he opens the door and lets you all in. Where, as you all walk in again, it is a kind of office-like room where, you know, there's a table at the end, and this younger-looking female elf in light elven chain, her helmet's on her table. She has this long ponytail running back. Looks at all of you, and specifically would look at Alexandra and say, it is you again. Where's your other friend?"
He's a bit preoccupied right now. Some rest will do him some good. You know.
Oh, well, she stands up, looks at you, Lucan, and says, "I don't believe we've been made acquaintance. I am Captain Visar of the Syngornian forces, and you are?"
It's a pleasure to meet you, madam. And you like have a deep bow and say like, "Sir Lucan, pleasure to meet you." Yes, so we are here for, of course, perhaps information regarding the lizard folk. You see, we have noticed that you brought some, or not you, but your guards brought some in a while ago, while we came here early today, and we have personally traveled with them, or they've traveled with us, and we were thinking perhaps we can be of assistance.
Can you roll me a deception check, please?
For what?
Just give me a deception real quick.
She'll never know.
Okay. She sits back down and kind of gets this serious tone as, let's see, I'm gonna put this on.
No, I turned the audio off. Hold on, let me turn it on.
As she sits down, kind of crosses her fingers and looks at you, Lucan, and says, "Well, what knowledge would you have?"
Well, I mean, I wouldn't exactly say knowledge per se. Might have a general area where they could be, but, I mean, who knows? They are rather slippery after all. But I'm thinking more along the lines that perhaps we could be an assistance in helping find these folks. Perhaps take them in, deal with it such and such. After all, we are simply trying to make friends and connections. And I do believe being a helping hand is a good way, no? You're all pretty formidable as our own ways.
Well, it's rather kindly that you would come and inform me of this. Before I make any hasty decisions here, would you mind telling me about these whereabouts? What these locations might entail?
He'll look up, left to the right, and try to decide. Well, he'll, I'm trying to think here, give me a sec. Should we be giving that away? Where they're at? Huh.
Probably not the best idea.
maybe we should be vague. I'll just say somewhere outside the city. Well, I can't say specifically, obviously, but when we sweated them, or they sweated us, it was obviously outside the city, way out, near the mountains, more or less. But where specifically? Yeah, it's been a while. I can't quite recall. Where did you grab these folks from? Where the lizard folks from? When they raid you?
You see that she kind of brushes off your question and immediately goes into one of her own and says, "You said that you were encountered by these lizard folk, and I hope you do not mind my words, but you don't look all too worse for wear. How did you escape them?"
As I said, it was a few days ago. Cleaned ourselves up, as Syngorn has the best opportunities and options for cleaning oneself up. And perhaps, and as I said, we are formidable opponents. Or not opponents, we are formidable beings. Not much of a sweat on us.
Hmm. Of course, of course. You adventuring types are very interesting.
Indeed. Life of the adventure is one for me, as for our crew. And this seems a good opportunity for adventure, if I don't say so myself.
Yes, of course. And she stands up and kind of hands behind her back, paces back and forth, and says, "You, as Lucan, have disguised yourself to look very much like mercantile, right?"
Around that, yeah.
Okay. Because she would say, "I can tell that you have the makings of a merchant here in the city, and I know how you merchants tend to work when it comes to information. What would your price be for this location, or possible location of these lizard folks?"
Now we are talking. Let's see. May I discuss this with my crew really quick? I prefer
Oh,
to keep
yes.
this somewhat of a democracy if we were to continue.
Yes, be my guest. And you'll see she'll sit back down and actually open one of her books and take a quill with some ink and begin jotting something down as she lets you all talk.
Thank you. And you'll turn to everyone. I don't know if this is good or bad, but we're making some progress. But the cost of giving away where our cult location could possibly be. So, should we just straight up ask for a good chunk of change and sell out these lizard folks? Before... Go ahead. Sorry.
Might as well. Screw the lizard folk. They're a bunch of ass. Anyways.
They want their kindness, yeah. Alex, what do you think?
I am very nervous with all this going on.
Indeed.
Just be. You're leading well. Just continue to be careful.
If we were to give out this information, I do believe we should give a heads up first to the rest of our crew. Not the ones in the city, but outside, you know what I mean? They relocate while this is dealt with. Or hide.
Whatever you think is best. Getting into dangerous waters, my friend.
It is. I was simply hoping just to get help out with this, but now gone somewhere dangerous. How much should we ask for?
How much?
she is willing to put a price on our information. Trying to decide how much would do us well.
I feel like that is a. I don't work well with money. You could ask her what the going rate is. It seems like she's more interested in offering connections to me.
Perhaps you can be a good use here. Provide you a good connection as a reward as well. He'll turn back around. Well, I do want I do want Lucy to be here with us.
Well, if you'd like to wait for negotiations with Lucy, we've been playing for a solid hour. We can always bring the negotiations up in our next session.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Yeah.
idea. How's everyone else thinking?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
We can let Alexandra's internal panic slow up a bit longer as we wait for Lucy, the master negotiator, to negotiate.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I've never played a
coin
face
for
before.
our next
You
session.
never played a what?
I've never played a face character before. I guess like the straight talker.
Well,
entire time.
welcome to being a face character, my friend. We'll see what happens in the next one.